Well, here I am on the campus of Alabama A&M University, a historically black university here in Huntsville, Alabama. And right now, I'm around basically like a lot of the academic buildings. And I think a little further up is more or less like the dormitories and everything, but right now it looks like I'm around all of the academic buildings. So just to give a little history lesson, you know, because I'm such a huge history buff, so especially when it comes to things of this sort, you know, historically black institutions. So with that being said, the whole concept of a historically black institution here in Huntsville started back in the late 1800s. So that would be the 19th century, around 1875. So it was a teacher and a schoolmaster by the name of William Hooper Council who actually devised a plan to create a university for black people. So actually, you know, so he got approval. There was approval through an act in the Alabama state legislature in 1875 to establish Alabama A&M, but it didn't open up with the name of Alabama A&M. It actually opened up as Huntsville State Normal School for Negroes. And it opened up in a church, in a small church building, and with only 60 students. So, you know, like a lot of successful business ventures or whatever the case may be, you have to start small. You start small and you gradually work your way up. So again, they started up with approximately 60 students in a small church. And then, you know, the more and more positive results that they got, the more successful they became. They were able to raise more money, more funds, and gradually they were able to move up into a bigger building. They was able to raise anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000, which during that time was a lot of money. That was, you know, a lot of money. It was enough for them to purchase 2.5 acres of land on Clinton Street, which is actually located downtown Huntsville. And they were able to purchase 2.5 acres of land, and that is actually located near modern day VBC, which is the Von Braun Center in downtown. I actually recorded a video about that months prior to doing this video. So check that out. But that's actually where Alabama A&M got its start. Now, again, as time went on, you know, they were able to expand and, you know, and actually get more programs into the university. Remember, during that time, a lot of these universities were more like vocational. They were more vocational, trade-oriented universities. So they end up having programs such as carpentry, mattress making, gardening. All of those things are agricultural and trade-oriented, you know, programs. So that's what Alabama A&M was actually known for. But then again, you know, back then it was Huntsville State Normal School for Negroes, and eventually they changed their name again. They changed their name from Huntsville State Normal School for Negroes to the State Normal and Industrial School of Huntsville. And again, it was during this time where they actually started adding more programs to make it more of a, like I mentioned before, a trade-oriented university. Now Huntsville is actually located in Normal, which is technically still Huntsville, but it's basically like a community, a CDP, so to speak. So or a census designated place. So it's not Normal. It's not actually an incorporated city. It's still part of the city of Huntsville, if that makes any sense. Look at that right there. Just the way the design, the structure, the way the bricks are laid out, it's pretty interesting. Here's a science building right here. Now you're probably wondering, how did this university expand to all of this land right where we are right now? Like, when did it actually come about? How did Alabama A&M, when did it become known as Alabama A&M, which is short for Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University? Well, it wasn't until about 1890, so approximately 15 years after the establishment of the school, that's when they moved from downtown Clinton Street to where it's at right now, because, you know, it was a lot of available land, a lot of acres of land that was available for purchase. You know, so, you know, obviously when your school is building population wise, then you would need more land and more space to accommodate all of the students and the population growth and things of that nature. But that was just a little bit of a history lesson in regards to this institution. So it has been known as Alabama A&M University since 1969. So ever since its establishment as an institution, it went through at least 3 or 4 name changes before finally coming to and settling on Alabama A&M University. So it started off small in a little small church, and eventually into a slightly smaller structure or more land downtown, to now this structure or this institution that we have right now. And being that Huntsville is located in northern Alabama, you know, it's in a kind of like a valley, so to speak. It is a valley. Huntsville's in a valley, so you're going to be walking up a hill. There's a lot of hills, inclines, and things of that sort. So that is something that you will notice if you've never been to Huntsville. Here's over here, there's a, it looks like a Office of Judicial Affairs, and over to the right over here looks like potentially it may be a dorm room, a dormitory. And there goes one of the buses, one of the electric buses that are part of the school-sponsored transit system. So they do have their own transit system. So that you could tell they put a lot of money. There's a lot of money that's been put into this university. I mean, besides, it's definitely a necessary investment, considering how spread out this this institution is. It's very spread out, and it would be extremely exhausting to walk this entire campus without some form of transportation. So it was a much needed investment. I mean, it probably would have been okay. I'm about to walk up this hill, which is going to take us, or walk up these stairs rather, which is going to take us further up the hill to more buildings. And I mean, it's really not that bad. It's better to go upstairs than to walk up a flat surface, or you know, a flat incline. So the stairs do help out a lot in regards to getting up this hill. So there's that. But here is what's known as Big Pen Hall. And up there, it looks like there are some prospective students who are getting a tour of the university. So I'm gonna be very, very quiet. See right up there, those are the prospective students getting a tour of the campus. I saw her earlier, so she's doing a really good job of giving them a tour around this campus. Like I said, it's huge. Campus is huge. So shout out to the tour guide. Drake Hall, Behavioral Sciences building. There goes the entrance to the Big Pen Hall. It's starting to cool off a little bit, by the way. It still feels good, but we're getting a little bit of a breeze, so that always helps. Anytime it gets gets warm and humid, which is very common in the South. Heat and humidity. But this is my home. The South is where I was raised, so I'm used to it. this is a really, really nice view right here. Nice shot right here. I'm actually looking southwest towards what looks like Lewis Cruz Stadium. Again, that's the Alabama A&M football field. And you can also see in the distance over there is the Alabama A&M Activity Center, which is the newest constructed building on campus. That's where the A&M basketball team, both men and women, as well as the volleyball team, compete. And there's another residential hall right here. It's Palmer Residential Hall. It's like I'm giving myself my own tour. I'm giving myself a self tour, but I'm also giving you guys a tour as well. Despite the fact that this is only like my probably second or third time in my lifetime that I've ever stepped foot on this campus. So there's some more residential halls. I'm not gonna go all the way down here. You guys pretty much get it, get the idea. Go ahead and walk up here. Here's the man with the plan, the founder of the State Agricultural and Mechanical College, better known as Alabama A&M. Here's a statue of William Hooper Council. And here's his plaque. That gives you, get a close up on there. It has a plaque. It tells you, gives you kind of like, you know, a quote, and as well as a little bit of background on the founder of Alabama A&M University. And right here they also give like a list of the committee, the sculptor, and all of those different things, the president right down here, and the date that it was actually sculpted or dedicated or whatever. So here he goes. Here's the man right here. Very distinguished gentleman from back in the day, and he was the, you know, he's the founder, he's the, again, the brains behind this whole institution. So shout out to William Hooper Council, founder of Alabama A&M University. I didn't even notice this earlier, but they have a post office right here on campus. U.S. Postal Service, U.S. Post Office, Normal, Alabama, as you can see over here. Didn't even notice that at first. And it goes like a, looks like a little tower right there. I'm not quite sure what purpose that particular structure serves, but yeah, that's there. And I was over there, up there earlier on that hill. That's, you can see Thigpen Hall right there. So that wraps up this video. Until next time, peace out. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed weekend, day, or whatever. And until next time, I'm out.